If you need to share Jesus with somebody, but you only have 5 seconds, read them Acts 3:15. Don't start with Abraham, you'll mess it up. You'll be putting Abraham on the ark and Moses and all that, but don't do that. Just say Acts 3:15 and show them this. Put it on the big screen. We need this on the big screen. On the big screen, the big screen. This is a big verse. He said, you killed the author of life. Remember, this is A.S. Peter, not B.S. Peter. Because Peter was cussing while Jesus was dying. But now he's been forgiven and he's repented and he knows that that wasn't the end. Yeah. And he's looking right at these people and saying, when you handed him over to the Romans, you killed him. When you wanted to give up Barabbas, as was the custom, instead of the author of life, you kill the author. You're like, Pastor, I really want to go here with you, but this does not feel like to me the best verse I should share with my friends, like you just said. Why are you stopping at the comma? Why are you stopping at the comma? Any English teachers in the room? English teachers, make some noise. Woo. Y'all don't get shouted out much, do you? I shouted out the basketball players. Everybody was happy. English teachers. I need both of y'all to preach this message. This is an all-inclusive gospel. I need everybody's help here. I need everybody's help. Tell me what a comma means. Stop. It means stop. Hold on, I'm confused because it sounds like you're saying pause, but what I see people do all the time is get a divorce and stop. What I see people do all the time is fail and stop. What I see people do all the time is come up short and stop. What I see people do all the time is try to change and stop. What I see people do all the time is give it 3 days and stop. But don't ever let that devil put a period where God put a comma. Because that comma doesn't mean it's over. It means take a breath and keep going. Because whatever is on the other side of that comma, feel it in my spirit. I'm not preaching from my head. I'm preaching from my heart. Whew. This is emotionalism. No, it's grammar. It is grammar. It's grammar. Professor Furtick is in the house. Put it back up. I'm not done with it yet. This sentence is so anointed. This sentence is so anointed. No, not that. The verse. The same verse. Y'all put it up. Put it on the screen, please. Please. This is like us waiting on God. You know what I'm saying? This is like Abraham, 25 years between when God gave him the promise and he saw it come to pass. But just because I had to pause doesn't mean I stop preaching. I'm going to stay right here till that word comes. Woo! Spirit of the Nature Board is Charlotte, North Carolina, where we speak English, Southern English. I failed Greek. I never passed Hebrew. They just sent me the degree to get me off the books. That's true. I made friends with the professor. I said, do you really want me to keep taking your class? And I had a degree a couple weeks later. I don't know what happened in between, but I know what came after. I got that seminary degree. You killed the author. I normally give you one word from God. Today I give you 2. And you don't need to know Hebrew. You don't need to know Greek. You don't need to remember Theophilus. You don't have to go back to Abraham. You don't have to do any of that. Those 2 words that come after the comma, that's what I want you to remember for every battle in your life in this season. For every cross in your life in this season. For every struggle in your life in this season. For every setback in your life. For every question in your life. For every unanswered prayer in your life. in this season, for every thorn in your flesh in this season, for every limp in your hip this season, I want you to remember what comes after the comma. But God. Only 2 words you need to whip the devil's butt. Tell him, but. Stop being so reactive to the enemy's attack. I told you last week, close your doors. Now I'm telling you this week, cover your butt. Can y'all believe I think about stuff like this while you're at work? But God, you could do a whole study on every time that it says but God in the Bible and you'd be blessed. You'd find out that very rarely will one die for even a righteous person, but God demonstrates his own love for us in this, that while we were still sinners, not at the end of the movie when we get our act together, not when we get to heaven one day and we are given our wings and our trumpets, but while I'm still in my sin, I need somebody to hear that. It is in the midst of the sin that the love is revealed. Now, don't keep sinning just because of that, but don't you stop because you're caught up in a comma. That's a comma. That is a comma. It does not mean stop, and it means what's coming next you need to pay attention to. But, tell me if I'm right, English teacher, but can be an adjective, but can be a preposition. No, it can be an adverb. See what I'm saying? I failed my language class. In this particular instance, but is not a noun. So you don't have to get off your but, not in this instance. That's a different thing. This but, now this is important. It is a conjunction. And I remember it because of the song, conjunction, junction, what's your? Right. So what? Y'all don't know the Bible, but y'all knew that. I love it. Because right there in that butt is your breakthrough. Right there in that butt is your freedom. Right there in that butt is you knowing how to calm yourself down when you feel like you're going crazy. But it means, watch this, it is a conjunction. It is an adversative conjunction. An adversative conjunction. What that means is whatever comes after this but. Whatever comes after this but. I'm preaching to you today about what comes after. And a conjunction that is after this comma means that whatever comes after this but is going to make whatever came before it wish that it had never even happened. Let me say it again. This is where the deep Christians are. Let me say it on this side. Or maybe I should say it to this side. Or maybe I should say it to this side. Or maybe I should say it to the people who got here early and got a seat right there on the floor. Okay, maybe it's over here. Watch this. Whatever comes after this but is gonna cancel out whatever happened before it. You didn't hear me. It's not gonna make it that it never happened. It's gonna make it that even though it happened, something greater happened after that made what happened before the but. I'm preaching on my punctuation marks today. I'm preaching on my punctuation marks today. Whatever. Now, when people say to you stuff like this, they say, no offense, but whatever they're getting ready to say on the other side of that but is going to make you forget and disbelieve whatever they said before it. No offense, but you can't dance, and your tattoo is crooked, and I don't like your jewelry, and you smell weird around your neck. You know, whatever they tell you. It's gonna be so crazy, no offense, but you get it. Don't take this personally. But a lady told Holly one time, don't take this personally, but we're leaving the church. We don't think Pastor Stephen preaches sound doctrine or the gospel of Jesus Christ, and we're just tired of seeing people come into church that are coming in high from the night before, and I couldn't understand, if they can't come to church high from the night before, how are we gonna lead them to the Most High God that they don't even know about if I can't preach to them? How are they gonna preach if they don't hear? And she had the unmitigated nerve, gall, and audacity to say, don't take it personal. Nothing personal, but your church sucks and you're leading people to hell. But it's not personal. No, of course not. What you said after but, you killed the author. But you can't do that, can you? Because the author is the one who gets to decide when it's over. You can't really kill the author, can you? Because if you kill the author, they can write a sequel. If you kill the author, they can put a comma. If you kill the author, they can write another chapter. I wasn't shouting over the comma. I wasn't shouting over the but. I was shouting over what came after. I wasn't shouting over the pain. I wasn't shouting over the shame. I was shouting over what came after. And if whatever comes after that comma and that but is bigger than what came before it, and what came after that but was God, and we're talking about the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. And I wish Peter would have kept going. I wish he would have started talking about Joseph, because Joseph talked just like this. This is how Joseph talked. Remember, sold into slavery, left in a pit, taken to a prison, falsely accused, forgotten in a prison, standing before his brothers 39 years later. 40 years of interval. That's what you live in. You live in the interval. Wow. The interval between what God spoke and what you see. You have to believe it in the interval. And Joseph, after all that time, I got to show you what he said. Because Peter stopped one character short. He should have talked about Joseph, who said, as for you, you intended to harm me. Can you please give me Genesis 50:20? I've got to show the people this verse, because you'll hear Joseph as Peter is preaching about Jesus. Remember what Peter just said. You killed him, but the grave couldn't keep him. Let me be explicit. Your faith can't be in the miracle. It has to be in the man. It has to be in Jesus. It has to be in what he did. I'm talking about the fact that he got up out of the grave. That's the basis of our faith. His name is Jesus. His name will still be Jesus if I have a job. His name will still be Jesus if I don't have a job. His name will still be Jesus if I'm crying. His name will still be Jesus if I lose 20, if I gain 20. His name will still be Jesus if you like me. His name will still be Jesus. That's not changing, so neither is my faith.
Hey, thanks for stopping by my YouTube channel. I hope you were blessed today. If you were, share this with somebody. Like and subscribe and leave me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from, what we can pray for you about. Hope to see you back here again really soon.